I don't understand why they wanted to talk about it, I guess is my point. If they reviewed it, they see it's working. He didn't seem to say we're going to open it or we're going to fix it for for this one particular person, or we're going to take this away. I mean, I'm not sure I understood what the government plans to do now.
Yeah, I felt for you, Rosemary, and I don't think it was, I think the problem was transmission and not reception there. I was baffled yesterday when I saw this. I thought, who is complaining about this? And this government doesn't do anything without trying to send a signal to somebody. So who needs to get this signal? Who is going to not vote for this government if they don't address this? And that's been sort of the larger issue around the census, and they seem to be solving problems or giving solutions for which there is no problem. Like, why was the census a problem? We only discover after the fact it is. The only people I've actually heard, by the way, complaining that they can't get jobs in this government, more than one, are people who used to work for the former Liberal government. So they might, if Day is so open to investigating that, they might want to lodge a few complaints. Apparently they investigate everyone.
I feel that's unlikely, Susan. What do you make of it, James?
I think what I'm hearing from Conservatives is this isn't even so much about these issues themselves. What they're trying to do here is say, these are relatively simple problems with relatively simple solutions. Right. That it's, let the Liberals and the others, the academics and elites, debate the merits of statistical analysis or affirmative action. We're simply saying that, if you apply for a job, you should be eligible to get it regardless of what color you are. Government shouldn't be prying into your private business. And they're going to let the others debate those academic issues. They're going to try to get their political points on appealing to the common Canadian, saying, we're on your side, we got your back. Even if, as we saw here, they're not going to do a heck of a lot about it, but they'll talk about it at least.
So is it just wedge politics then, Walter?
I don't think it's wedge politics per se, and I know the other thematic today was about the hidden agendas being revealed, so to speak. Well, if you have a hidden agenda, and I think the government's been pretty clear in terms of governing from the centre, that you don't reveal it in the middle of summer when there's nothing else happening. So I just think the government, I'm going to agree with James, it's about trying to appeal to common Canadians, the Tim Hortons, Conservatives, and again, I think there's a constituency of Canadians that would say, if I pay taxes to this government, I have the right to work for them regardless of who I am or where I'm from or what my skin color is.
Sure, but my understanding is that the jobs that have these things attached to them, that you can only apply if you're, this, that, or the other, they're very, very small portion. This is not the vast majority of jobs within the government that have these conditions attached to them. Most jobs are open for everybody, but that's what the public service tells us anyway, that it's pretty rare.
But that's the detail that they hope gets lost. That the headline is, you get a job no matter what. We'll worry about the details, let the academics and elites debate those.
Mm-hmm. The thing that's worrying, I think, for somebody like me, or I think anybody in journalism, is that it's playing to emotions and instead of reason. That it's trying to get people whipped up. And I think governments want to be really careful when they go around whipping things up. That any government, Liberals could do this too. They could demonize their opponents. But I think it's a really dangerous thing to start saying, setting one group against the others. Yeah. And there is a little flavor of all of that in here that I think should be disturbing.
Walter?
I would just disagree, coming back to this is the doldrums of summer. We have 12 weeks of the year where we can all get away and not worry about anything for the most part. If you're trying
to speak for yourself, Walter.
Well, it's the first time I've been on, so apparently there's an empty spot, but because everybody else is taking vacation. But I think the real issue here is I don't think the government is trying to whip up anybody, because if you are, you're not going to get a lot of people. It's like having a party and nobody shows up. It's the summertime. People are disconnected from Ottawa.
Good point. I mean, but is it also because you know that the people you want to listen to are listening to you in the summer? Do you know what I mean? It's your party, it's your supporters already who are listening to you in the summer. Not everyone's listening to this debate anyway.
I think Canadians want their politicians. They have 2 ears and 1 mouth, and if they see them on the barbecue circuit or the local fair or the baseball field or the soccer field, they want their politicians to listen and not say anything during the summer, and the most successful ones do that.
So Michael Ignatieff is wasting his time? I don't know.
Well, everybody, he's out listening. I mean, they're doing a listening tour and trying to get him back into the ridings where they think they can either hold or take them back from the Conservatives whenever the next election is. I don't see him going into Stephen Harper's riding on his Liberal Express.
Not yet. Susan?
I was struck. You were on the bus, too. I was really struck, actually, by the difference between the politics of Ottawa and the politics out there, in, as Walter is saying too. And by and large, it's more positive and more constructive out there. I think that's why MPs probably like being home.
Sure.
And certainly I found, you come back here and it is a bunch of people talking to each other, and some of the debate this week does have that sense. But like you, I wonder, who do they think is listening and why do they think they need this message?